All right. Good evening, everybody. Can you all hear me? If you can hear me, do say yes on the chat. Okay. All right. Looks like you guys can hear me. Awesome. What about the people on YouTube? YouTube, if you can hear me, please say yes. Just trying to check out. Okay. So YouTube people can also hear me. So anyway, hello everybody to the culmination, to the final session of InfyTQ. All our doubts will try to get cleared as much as possible again. So, I'll try my best to clear as many things as possible that I can. But at the end, I'm also human. So whatever I could not clear, hopefully that does not come in the test tomorrow. That's it. 1 second, I'm just setting up my chat so I can see the chat and all. 1 second. Yeah. All right, cool. So, okay, awesome. As the rounds become lesser, is there a chance that the questions will be harder? Somebody's asking. I don't think the questions will be much harder than last year. As I said, the inside information that some people have told me is that they want to hire more people. So just make sure you are there, you attempt the test, you don't do any plagiarism or anything, and you have a good chance of getting hired. I think that's what I got it as. So yeah. All right, so everybody will begin with today's session. So today I wanted to take up, all right, before I start also rather, before I actually get started, just wanted to ask everybody who's watching on YouTube, please hit that like button so that more people can find it. A lot of people like you are also preparing for InfyTQ. It'll be really great and helpful for them if you can, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed to our channel. Help us get to 35,000 subscribers as soon as possible. That's the target. 35,000 subscribers. Tomorrow's InfyTQ. You all will start InfyTQ. I don't have any videos from tomorrow, so help us reach our target of 35,000. Right? And do hit the like button, and please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and show your support. And also let us know in the comments below if you liked this video, if you are having fun with this kind of teaching, what you'd like me to improve, what more would you like us to do. So yeah, that's one thing for all of you. Couple of announcements as well. Announcements I just wanted to show you. Do you want a free resume review? Free resume review. So we are giving out free resume reviews at Edyst. For those of you who follow me on LinkedIn would have probably seen it. But if you're not following me on LinkedIn, then you would know that we're doing some free resume reviews. I'll just share the link with you, but going to do a free resume review. Not for everybody because we'll not be able to give that much time as such. But what's your LinkedIn handle? It's Aneeq Dholakia. You can just reach out to me at Aneeq Dholakia and you'll get me. So yeah, but what you could do is you could just go and submit your thing over here at this place. Let me just show it to you. So it's edyst.com/resume review. If you submit it here, we can review it. Not for everybody. We are randomly selecting a few people, and we'll review it and we'll share the review with all of you, and hopefully it will improve your resume. So not everyone, but as many as possible, we are going to try to do. Just go to edyst.com/resume review. And that's the case. I'll just share the link also, edyst.com/resume review. Type your name. So Aneeq over here. My email, I'll not type anything right now. I'll just type team@edyst.com, for example. But you put in your email because your review will be sent to your email. So please make sure you put in. Phone number, I really don't want to disclose my phone number here. So I'll just, I think just dial's phone number, right? That phone number doesn't seem, okay. So you guys put in something more concrete. All right. I'll just put a random one. Okay, I think I put in too many numbers. 6, 9. Okay, that's it. And then after that, just upload your resume. Just upload your resume, submit it, and that's it. You can get a free resume review done. So just a small announcement, you guys can get a free resume review done. Okay, over here. So that's one. So if you want a free resume review, just go to edyst.com edyst.com/resume-review, and we'd happily try to help you out with that one. So that's number one. Number two is what kind of small things would you like to learn? So we are launching a couple of new sessions, a couple of free sessions on something that you would like to learn. Things that you could want to learn is something like, let's say, Git, how to use VS Code, let's say how to use VS Code, how to make a good GitHub profile, right? So these are certain things that we're launching. Let us know any such general stuff, not specifically like I want to learn HTML, React.js and all of that. For that, we anyways have courses. But if you want to learn something like this, something very small, let us know in the comments below. Happy to help you out with understanding how these small things work. So I just follow us on our YouTube page as well as on our Instagram handle, and you will find that we are going to launch some more workshops. The workshops, we're going to do a Git workshop very soon on how to use Git. I'm going to show you a VS Code workshop on how you can optimize your VS Code, how to make your GitHub profile very nice and appealing. So those kind of things. If you have any other such things, let us know in the comments below. Always happy to help you out with that. Okay, so that's another thing. So let us know in the comment below. Just know in the comments below for what kind of workshops you would like us to do. Okay, so just because you guys there's so many of you right now here, I just thought I'd make this announcement. Excuse me. So yeah, let us know in the comments below and we'll happily help you out. And as usual, since most people have joined in, please subscribe on the YouTube channel. Get us to 35,000 subscribers. That's our aim right now for this InfyTQ. All right, cool. Let's start with today. Is today the end of our Edyst sessions? No way. We'll never end Edyst sessions, but today is the end of the InfyTQ sessions. So today, this is the end of the InfyTQ sessions, because if I do InfyTQ session on Wednesday, it will be kind of useless, right? So that's the one thing. All right. By the way, also, do check out after InfyTQ what you can expect. Let me also, before I start with what we're doing today, let me also tell you what we're doing after InfyTQ. So after InfyTQ, we are launching a Hack with Infy cohort, right? In it, we are going to do like brief DSA plus Hack with Infy. If your college is already associated with us, you don't need to bother. We are anyways going to cover Hack with Infy with you. But if you are someone from a different college who's not associated with us, we'll be covering this with you. So just letting you guys know about that. So we're launching Hack with Infy cohort for this brief DSA plus Hack with Infy. Also, it's also useful for advantage round. So if you're going for the advantage round or the upgrade round, this will also be useful for you guys, right? More details are available on the Edyst website as well. Okay, with all of that said, with all of those announcements done, and all of you guys, I hope you've had a sip of chai or coffee or whatever you guys like to have. Hope you're all ready for this one last session on InfyTQ. Also, have all of you got the InfyTQ link? Let me know in the chat below before if you got the InfyTQ link. We're going to go through InfyTQ guidelines. We're going to go through some InfyTQ guidelines. Then we'll go through Java MCQs one last time. There are some Java MCQs, just wanted to show you. Then there are Python MCQs. I'll do those as well. And then we'll go to one coding question as per the time permits, right? So maximum subarray satisfying condition. I'll be taking this one up. It's a little bit tricky, but I'll try my best to take this up today. So please do hang on. It's a tough one. Again, want to tell all of you that if you want to do some easier coding questions, please check the previous 2-3 days coding questions. You will get a much better understanding. This question, maximum subarray satisfying condition, is a more difficult question. If at all it's asked in InfyTQ, it will be the second one. I don't think this level will be asked, but still, since it's the last day, I wanted to show you this difficult thing as well. Okay, most of you have got the link for InfyTQ. Great. I also checked with other students and they've also got this InfyTQ. So if you have not got, please check your spam folder. Please check all of those different folders. It is there. I can confirm from all of the students I have spoken to that InfyTQ has released it. Can you give idea to Pronic numbers? Yeah, that also I can give. That's a much easier question actually. So let's see if at all time we'll do Pronic number also. First we'll do this and then we'll do Pronic number, which is a much easier question. All right. Is chronic number question done in previous class? I believe so. I believe we have done it from what I remember. Okay. Just also wanted to talk about the InfinityQ guidelines. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, here we go. So this is the InfyTQ guidelines as available on the website. I downloaded it a couple of days back. So you guys, I would still suggest that please download the latest one. I downloaded a couple of days back. Rather, I got it from a student a couple of days back. So if you guys have access to the platform, please go ahead and check out the latest one that is there. But I don't think there's been any change still. A few good things to do is read these requirements thoroughly. Why should you read it is because not only for InfyTQ, but for all upcoming tests, this is very crucial. Like almost all tests will happen online and they will all have a similar system requirement. Make sure that you have, all of this in place. So I'll go through all of them. i3 processor or higher, 4 GB RAM. You're all software engineers by now. You should know how to check this out in your system. If you don't, check out YouTube. There are multiple videos on how to check your own system's functionalities. Fully functional webcam. So when they say webcam, just to clarify, even your laptop's camera is fine, right? I know some students say, sir, I don't have webcam, I have laptop cam. Your laptop cam is also fine as long as it's following this webcamtest.com. Make sure you go there, right? And you should really just test it out. Google Chrome browser version 70 or above. Again, this can be checked out in the settings section of Chrome and you'll find it out. Make sure you disable all your pop-up blockers and everything, right? So make sure you disable that. And make sure you do it only in Google Chrome. Now, I know some of you will still do it on Firefox. Some of you will still do it on Microsoft Edge or something. Why? I don't know why. But some of you will do it for reasons beyond me. So I have stopped questioning why students do things. I just take the fact that you will do. But do not expect your test to go well if you are not on Google Chrome. As simple as that. Please go on Google Chrome. Stable internet connection of 2 Mbps. Just make sure, so don't be too alarmed, sir, where will I get 2 Mbps? It's megabits per second, not megabytes per second. So 2 Mbps is, I mean, all of your Geo, 4G, all of them are giving the same thing. So 2 Mbps download, 1 Mbps upload. Please make sure you're going to, I think Ookla is the best one. So let me also take the best way to check it is good like Ookla, speedtest.net. And you can also check it out over there as well. So go to speedtest.net and speedtest.net and try it out, right? And you get it. If you didn't get an email, don't worry. I've got the information that anybody giving the mail, giving the session on 6th and 7th are the people who've got the mail. Probably if you're doing on 8th, you may not have got the mail. So if you chose the slot as 8th, okay. All right. So uninterrupted power supply for duration of the test. Somebody saying how to disable pop-ups. Again, you are an aspiring software engineer. Go to Google, go to YouTube, check it out. There are tons of ways. So the best way is to allow basically that domain to have a pop-up and also allow, do not have any ad blockers. All right. So make sure you don't have any ad blockers. So that's one major thing. All right, uninterrupted power supply for duration of the test. Please make sure this is the case. I know you might be in your village, in your hometown, power supply is not good over there, whatever is the case, but at least ensure that your laptop is charged sufficiently. If you don't have a laptop that can charge that long, make sure that you're either in a place which has good power supply or you're in a place where your friend has given you a good laptop or something, so this is increasingly needed. Make sure you're in a building that has a generator and so on. So it's increasingly needed. Make sure you guys have this. Okay. Select a location where you can remain undisturbed for entire duration of tests. No mother coming in at the time and offering some milk. No father coming in and asking why there's so much noise. No sibling running around and playing hockey or something in this. She should be undisturbed. Nothing. And it is a test. Tell all of your family member, tell everybody, even your friends, hey, I am going for an important test. Whether or not I succeed is different. I want for 3 hours, no disturbances, please. I'm giving important exam. You need to mention this to everybody around you. Then only they will take it seriously. So please make sure you tell this, and you have to mention this twice or thrice. Like, I teach for a living. I'm actually teaching all of you. I have to remind my parents a couple of times a month to do that. So if I have to do that, who is doing teaching every day from here, you definitely have to do it, right? So make sure you tell your parents and everybody you're in for a very important test. And same thing during interviews. Sometimes when I take interviews of freshers and students, I can see their mother peeking from behind. What's happening? I want to see, is this guy really giving interview? So yeah, all of that, make sure that your parents trust you enough that they can give you 2-3 hours of break without doing anything. Desk or walls around you must not have any pictures of people. Make sure you do this because the facial recognition really catches you, right? So it will just catch your face, but if you have like other photos and all, then it will catch that. The last thing you want is, let's say, your sister's photo is there and they start confusing you that, oh my god, who else is there in the background. Room should be as quiet as possible. Again, I know in India you cannot have like 100% quiet. Some or the other traffic jam will be outside, some or the other noise will be happening on the streets. I know that, but as much as possible, make sure that it's quiet. Lighting in the room must be bright enough. So like how you can all see me, that's all because of the lighting. I have not put extra lighting, it's just my bulbs. So for that, you guys should also have that kind of lighting that your face can be seen. Okay, make sure you have a white background in the background. I have a white background, hence this virtual background can happen. So make sure you have a white background in the background. Okay. All right. The rest is pretty much straightforward. Make sure that you don't have any Skype or anything online. You're not chatting with everybody. Especially do not unnecessarily do any type of plagiarism. I know you might be tempted, but honestly, honesty is the only thing that survives in the long run. You can cheat your way once or twice and try to get in, but the huge risk is there on your reputation. Huge risk is there on your college's reputation. Unnecessarily, you don't want to get into that. Trust me. I know a lot of people who did this. Hindi mein bolte na, do number ka kaam. So I know a lot of people who did this unnecessary stuff, and it just doesn't work out in the long run. You get caught, it's there, it's always there, it follows you. At the end of the day, remember guys, Python, Java, whatever, your person as a reputation, as a person, your reputation is what matters. If you get branded as someone who's not a sincere person, it will follow you. So don't try any unnecessary thing. You may keep stationary items for you with taking the test. So what is stationary item? Pen, pencil, paper, right? Use of calculators and similar devices is not allowed. So don't use any calculators. Not that you will need to use calculators anyways. Do not switch out of test screen. This you guys should all already know from the Edyst platform. Log in within 15 minutes. Yeah, this is very important. Please do log in 15 minutes within. There will be huge load tomorrow. Huge load because so many people will be writing, right? So make sure that you are logged in well in advance, and make sure your internet is also stable at that time. Okay. All right. The other stuff, you must dress as though you're in public setting. You must not use headphones or earphones. That's also, you must not communicate with any other person. You must not leave the video frame during the exam for any reason. So even if you have to go to the washroom or something, make sure you've done it before. Don't try to leave between and say that I went to the washroom. They are not going to allow that. We will be seeing the keyboard at the typing, right? Yes, you will be seeing the keyboard. So that is still like, how do I see the keyboard? I look at the keyboard like this, and then I look up like this and look up. So that's still fine. And while you're looking down and you're typing, some words should actually get typed, right? If you're continuously just looking down like this, then it's very clear to understand who's cheating and who's not. So yeah, this is pretty much the same pattern as we discussed. 2 questions on hands-on coding, multiple choice question, 10 will be on Java and 10 will be on DBMS. That's there. Advantage round, we'll come to advantage round later. Okay, so when we are actually doing advantage round. All right, so this is the case. Rough in the notes is also allowed. Yeah, it's allowed, rough in the notes. I believe they also give you a rough on their platform. So you can actually open a rough space on the platform to do any calculation as well. So I believe so, but you can just check it, just confirm it tomorrow. Can I decrease my microphone sound? Sure. I don't think that will be an issue. Is it compulsory to go for interview if we qualify in certification? I mean, that's like saying if I get admission in college, is it compulsory to attend that college? It's not really compulsory. Or if I buy tickets for a movie, is it compulsory to attend the movie? It's not really, unless you want to go there. So similarly, if you pass the certification, very good. But it's not compulsory to attend the interview, right? Can we use the mobile hotspot if at all we have a power cut? Yeah, I think so. That won't be a problem. Yeah, that should not be a problem. Ideally, you should all invest in this very good device, which is basically a power bank for our modem. So wherever your router is, right, your router or modem is there, just make sure you connect a power bank to that. There are a bunch of these on Amazon. So you can just go ahead and buy it. And even when your power is out, it will make sure that the internet does not go down for like 5 to 10 minutes. Obviously, it's a bit late right now, but yeah, GeoFi is also great. You can go for GeoFi as long as your connection is stable in Geo. After completion of InfinityQ test, how can we know that we're selected for TR round or not? How many days does it take for results? Completely depends on Infosys, the company, right? So I can't really say much there. So it completely depends on them. Typically speaking, within 2-3 weeks, you come to know, because Hack with Infi is also going to happen in 2-3 weeks. So my account is blocked while setting password. Any solution to get unblocked? Sorry, brother, I do not have much. I cannot help you there. I think just forgot password is the best thing that you can do. Otherwise, I cannot really help you there. Do we lose all the time allotted to MCQs if we completed that section beforehand? I don't think so. I don't think it's a section-wise timing. As far as from the practice test, it's not a section-wise timing. Is there any problem if we do rough in our notes? Should not be a problem again, but if they have given you rough in their own platform, then prefer to use that. 2 or more people connected to same Wi-Fi while writing InfinityQ exam. Is there any problem? Not a problem, but your Wi-Fi will get slower. That's the only thing, because the Wi-Fi bandwidth gets divided usually. So your that might just get slower. That's why. So is 65% is rigid, or can we expect flexibility? Focus on getting above 65. Don't focus on the flexibility part. Okay. Is it flexible or not? That's completely up to the company. You focus on getting the 65%. Will we come to know it right there and then? No, you will not come to know there and then. They will let you know later. Okay. All right. So this was the InfinityQ guidelines, right? Can we use mobile hotspot for whole 3 hours? Yeah, as long as your mobile is working for whole 3 hours, you can. I have done classes of 2 hours, 3 hours on hotspots as well. So it is possible to do. Nobody will raise any issue on that. But it has to be very good connectivity on mobile. Okay. So we have to run both codes for qualifying. Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah, actually. Is there a way that you can qualify without both codes? Possible. If you do like the second code half, you can still qualify actually. If we do one coding question, how many MCQs should we solve to qualify? Good maths question. Please write the equation. You get it. The problem is MCQs. We don't know what's the weightage for each MCQ. So let's not get into that. Give your best, everybody. If you know that how many MCQs to do, will that change your strategy today? No, right? Just give your best. 3 hours is more than sufficient for MCQs plus coding questions. More than sufficient. Will there be partial marking in coding? Yes, there should be partial marking. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's enough discussion on the guidelines for now, right? We'll just pause here right now for the guidelines, and let's go on to actually discussing certain questions. Okay. If we didn't clear the round during this InfinityQ, when will be the next conducted? Again, depends on the company. Last year, they did not do 2 rounds. They did just, or as clear, they did not do 2 InfinityQs. They did 1 and they were sufficient. So it depends on the company. What will be the difficulty level of Python hands-on question? Just check out all of the questions on Edyst. You will be able to understand what are the previously asked questions like. Okay, a lot of new people on YouTube. Please hit the like if you have not yet hit it. A lot of new people I see. So please do hit the like if you have not hit it. Okay. Is it compulsory to reset the password? It's not compulsory. I mean, follow the instructions they are giving. If they're asking you to reset, please reset. Do we get logged out when power cut? I do not think you should get logged on power cut. Having said that, I've not ever seen a student get power cut, so I don't know if you get logged out or not. It is possible that you might get logged out. Is there any course on Edyst for Infi? Yeah, on InfyTQ we have, and on Hack with Infi we have. Check out the link in the description, you'll get it. Sir, will there be data structures topic MCQs? Yes, there will be. Okay. Do we get any link to write the test today? You have got the link today if you have booked a slot for 6th or 7th February. If you have booked a slot for 6th or 7th February, you would have got the link. Anything beyond that, then you will get the link probably later. So 6th or 7th Feb people, I think most people are confirming they have got the links. All right, cool. Let's go. let's go to the Java MCQs, everybody. Let's pick up certain Java MCQs. All right. So this is the new set of MCQs that came in your mock test today, I believe, right? Somebody saying, I didn't get the link even though I registered for 6th Feb. So if you registered for 6th Feb and you still did not get the link, if you did not get the link, then please check all of your folders like spam, promotions, updates, search for InfyTQ again and again. You might miss it. Some people missed it even though it was there. So they missed out. So try to search for it. Somebody saying in summation calculator, we're getting a wrong answer for 4th test test. Can you please explain that? Yeah, sure. I'll explain that. Yeah. Will we get questions based on OOPS concepts of Python? Yes. So to understand what are all the syllabus and what are the kind of questions you will get, please check out all the previous videos. We have done already a bunch of videos on this. So I'm not going to go over again what are all the major topics. I think we've already done that. I'm going to do a bunch of MCQs, so that itself will help you solve most of your questions. Okay. So let's go on to the MCQs now, everybody. So let's start with this. And the Java MCQs, most of you will be able to understand them. Even Python students will be able to understand, except for very Java specific questions. Highly suggest you to, even if you're a Python student, highly suggest you to follow the Java MCQs, and vice versa. If you're a Java student, please watch the Python MCQs as well. You will get to learn some new things. If it's a very specific question, I will tell you if it's a specific question. Okay, then you can ignore. But for most of them, you will get to learn a bunch of new things. All right. So a binary search tree is generated by inserting in the order the following integers, and it insert this. The number of nodes in the left subtree and the right subtree of the root respectively is. So the easiest way that you can solve this in the left and right subtree is the root is 50. Whatever is less than 50 will be in the left subtree. Whatever is greater than 50 will be in the right subtree. So I just need to go through and figure out how many elements are less than 50 and how many elements are greater than 50, because the root is 50, right? So and binary search tree follows that. So how many are less than 50 over here? Can anybody tell me how many are less than 50 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 are less than 50. So the left subtree will come. So 7, 4 should be the answer. Okay. So 7 are less than 50. Which are the 7? 15, 5, 20, 3, 8, 37, and 24. The remaining all will go to the right of 50. Okay. So you don't actually have to draw the tree and all. It's just a logical question. Okay. Cool. Let's go to the next one. Why 50? Because the first number to be inserted in a binary search tree automatically becomes the root. This is not the case for self-balancing trees, but there are no self-balancing trees that we're talking about. We're talking strictly about binary search tree. So in a binary search tree, the first one that you enter will be the root node. That's why the 50. Okay. All right, let's look into this one. All right, what is the functionality of the following piece of code? It is, I wrote int function in data, node temp is equal to head. Okay, something to do with linked list. Int var is equal to 0. While temp not equal to null, if temp.data is equal to data, return var. So then I return var is +1, temp is equal to temp.next. And if I did not find anything, it's return integer.minimum value. So what am I doing here? I am finding something. So if you guys must have got it till now, it's like a linear search, right? I'm basically temp is equal to temp.get next. What does it do? It's a way of traversing in a linked list, like going to the next element and the next element and the next element. Okay. Now, if temp.get data equal to data, I'm returning var. So I'm not returning. What am I not returning? I'm not returning basically the value that I found. I'm returning the var. What is var? Initially it's 0, then becomes 1, then it becomes 2. So it's the index, right? So it's the index over here. So find and return the position of the given element in the list. Yes, that's what it's saying. It's trying to. It's not deleting. It's not returning the given element. Had it been return temp, let's say, then it was returning the given element. But it's not. It's trying to see what's the position. So it's returning the position over here. Okay. Again, super useful for Python students also to know this. Okay. All right. Let's go here. This is a Java specific question. So in this, it says public class test, static void main string args, int a is equal to new int 0. And then you're printing a.length. So the question is, what happens? Do you get compilation error or none of the above? Well, compilation error, as arrays cannot be initialized to zero size. No, you can actually initialize to zero size. So the answer will be zero. And it's not compilation error because a dot length, because this length with brackets is for strings actually. So we don't go for that. We go for this. It will actually print zero. Okay. Let's go here. Class test, public static void main, again, Java specific, this one. I is equal to 0, j is equal to 9. Okay, so this is the do while loop. I may not have covered this with you, but what happens in a do while loop is it will first execute the entire body once, and after that it will only execute if this condition is true. So it will at least execute it once. So what's happening here? I is equal to 0, j is equal to 9. So I did I plus plus, I becomes 1. If j minus minus less than I plus plus, okay, my god. All right. J minus minus. So what happens in j minus minus is it will still be 9 and this I will still be 1. So this 9 is not less than 1. This 9 is not less than 1 over here. Okay. So I will, 1 second. It will break while I less than 5. Okay. Let me actually just do this over here so that we get a better understanding. All right. And I hate these post and pre-increment. I'm so glad in Python you don't have this, but it's just the worst, these ones. Okay. So we'll have to actually do some rough work to figure out. So they both will execute because of the comparison. It's not like they will not execute. All right. So in the first case scenario, what happens is I is equal to 0, j is equal to 9. Okay. First, it will happen I plus plus. So I becomes 1. Let's say I and j. So I becomes 1. Then it says if j minus minus less than I plus plus. So at this point, when I is 1, j is also 9 at this point. Okay. Now, if j minus minus, if j minus minus is less than I plus plus. So j minus minus 9 is less than 1. It's not. So none of them will increment or decrement in this condition. It will still be is 9 less than 1. It's not. So it's not going to break. 9 is not less than 1. It's not going to break, but both of them will decrease. After this, both of them, like 9 will decrease, I will increase. So 9 will become, so I will become 2 and 9 will become 8. Is I less than 5? It is. So you again continue this. It becomes I plus plus, so I becomes 3. Then is 8 less than 3? No, it's not. It will not break. But at this point, I becomes 4 because I plus plus and j minus minus, so it becomes 7. I less than 5? Yes, it is less than 5, right? So now it becomes I plus plus. Which one? The first I plus plus. I plus plus, it will become 5. Okay. J minus minus and I plus plus. But is 7 less than 4? J minus minus. No, 7 is not. Yeah, it becomes 7 less than 5. Sorry, 7 less than 5. Again, 7 is not less than 5. So what's going to happen here is it's going to happen 6. Sorry, what happened? This is going to become 5 and oh, sorry, I made a mistake here. Let me just do this again. So we were here at 4 and 7, right? So we last stopped at 4 and 7 when we came out here and we said, is 4 less than 5? Yes, it is, right? So at this point, this I has become 5. I forgot to increase it to 5. I has become 5 because of I plus plus. Then it becomes is j minus minus, which is nothing but 7, because the minus minus will happen only after the comparison. So it says 7 less than 5. 7 is not less than 5, but 5 has become 6. So at this point, it was like 5, 7, but it's become 6 because I plus plus and j minus minus, it also becomes 6. Is I less than 5? No, I is no longer less than 5. I is no longer less than 5. So the output will be I plus nothing plus j. So it's going to be 6 and 6. That's the output. Okay. Tricky-ish question, kind of tricky question, but that's what you get. So it's 6, 6, 66, right? Not 66 actually, but it's 66. All right. Clear, everybody? Did you get it? Just keep count of j minus minus and I plus plus. That's it. All right. I'll go to the next one. Time is of the essence today. Let's go to the next one. All right, cool. All right. So public class test public static void main string args int arr is equal to new int 2 system.out.println arr 0 arr 1. So by default it should print 0 and 0, I believe. By default it's going to print 0 and 0. Basically, when you create a new array, when you create a particular new array, by default the values are already initialized to 0. Yeah, this should be correct. Yeah, do try this out, but in your own systems, right? Also depends on the compiler though, I think so, but yeah, it should be 0 0. Okay, all right, so SQL will skip right now. I just want to cover the Java ones. If we have time, we'll come back to SQL. There is one question on SQL though I wanted to do, okay, which is this one, which is cross join. Right, so what exactly is a cross join? So some of you asked me this, what's a cross join in SQL? Even even Python students, you guys can pay attention here. What's a cross join in SQL? So cross join, what does cross join look like? Cross join is an interesting join in the sense that it has nothing to do with common columns and all. Okay, so let me just give an example. I'll say something like subjects and students. Let's say I have two tables. Okay, so there's a table called subjects and there's a table called students. Let's just say. So, and the subjects has like, subject ID. So this is the subjects table. Subjects table, which has subject ID. And what else do we say? Let's say subject name. Okay. And let's say I put only two subject IDs. Okay. So let's say I put like, subject ID 1, subject ID 2, and the subject name is, let's say Python, and subject name is Java. Okay. And let's say I put students table. And when I do students table, I do something like student ID and student name, right? And here I do, let's say student ID 3 and student ID 4 and student ID 5. Okay. And the student name, let's say is Alex, let's say Balaji, and let's say Pushpa. Okay. So these are the names of the 3 students. All right, cool. So what happens in a cross join? So the way the cross join even works is, it's like this. If I did something like select star, that is I'm selecting everything from cross join, sorry, from A or from subjects cross join students. Let's say I did this. What's going to happen is I don't give any on or where or anything like that. I don't do that. Okay. Simply put, what I do is I combine all the rows of this with all the rows of this. Meaning this one Python, what you're going to get is you're going to get subject ID, subject name, student ID, student name. You're going to get this kind of a table in which all 4 columns are there. You're going to get for the first row 1 Python. You're going to get both of them. You're going to get 3, not both, all 3 of them. 3 Alex. Then you're going to get then you're going to get 1 Python, 4 Balaji. You're going to get this also. 4 Balaji. And you're also going to get 1 Python, 5 Pushpa. You're going to get that. And then you're going to get the same thing for 2 Java. 2 Java. So let me just copy that and show you. Right. So this will be 2 Java. Are you guys getting it? Are you guys getting the feel of this? Yeah, what a cross join does. Cross join, all it does is, do you all know the cross product of 2 sets? In your mathematics, do you remember your cross product of 2 sets? It's exactly like that. Okay, this is what it's doing. So what the cross join does is it will take this one row over here and it will combine it with all the rows of this, then it'll take this row and it'll combine all the rows of this. So if you have 2 rows here and 3 rows there, it's going to be 2 into 3, 6 rows. It's not trying to check out commonality, that join on subject ID equal to student ID. It's not trying to check any of that. All it's trying to do is it's just trying to combine them. That's it. Okay. So that's what the cross join is going to do. So this question, just coming back to this question, it has something over here, not this one, but I believe it was, I think this one. Yeah. So if I look at this here, you get select star from A, cross join B on A dot name equal to B dot name. This is not possible. It does not require an on, and that's why this query will error out, because it does not require an on over here. Okay, there it does not require an on at all. All right. So there's a question of union keyword. So union we covered yesterday. Just go ahead and check out yesterday's class. We covered union. We did a couple of questions on union yesterday. Okay. All right. So is cross join clear, everybody? I hope you guys have got it. Cross join. So we don't use on in cross join. We don't use on in cross join. No. Why on is not required? You are not joining in the traditional sense of joining, right? So this and this, you're not taking an intersection. You're never taking an intersection. You're multiplying the two tables. It's called a cross join, but it's nothing like inner join, outer join, and all. That's why. We are using greater sign with on in join. No, not really. Where? I mean, we can, but in one question. Okay, tell me which one. Probably. Yeah. So here in this case, you can still use. Okay. In 6, you're saying, okay, I'll come back to that. But here in this case, there is no on, there is a where. So what it's doing a cross join A. It's doing the cross join like from B cross join A. So what it's doing is it's crossing these two. And it's doing where A dot name equal to B dot name. It's trying to filter out. It's after the join, I'm trying to filter out. This is another question. So after the join, I'm actually trying to, filter out over here. Okay. So in this case, what's going to happen? This here, table A and table B is there. Table A is Rutabaga, Pirate, Darth Vader, Ninja. Rutabaga will combine. You'll have totally how many? 16 rows. Totally, if you do the cross join, you're going to have 16 rows. And when you do the 16 rows, what you're going to get is you're going to get Rutabaga Pirate, Rutabaga Monkey, Rutabaga Ninja, Rutabaga Spaghetti. Pirate, monkey, pirate, ninja, pirate, spaghetti. Darth Vader, pirate, Darth Vader, monkey, Darth Vader, ninja, Darth Vader, spaghetti. Ninja, pirate, ninja, monkey, ninja, ninja, spaghetti. A total 16, right? Now, which of these, totally 16 are there? However, it's saying now further filter out, A dot name should be equal to B dot name. How many cases is there in which A dot name and B dot name are same? So with Rutabaga, I am not going to get any of them same. With Pirate, I am going to get only Pirate same. Darth Vader, again, nothing same. Ninja, I will get Ninja same. So there are 2 records where it will be same. 2 records where it's going to be same. Whenever you see an on with a cross join, it's an error. You can completely ignore it. When you see a where, realize that what it is doing is it's doing the join, doing the cross join, and then it's filtering out after that. Okay. All right. I think somebody want to ask 6. Okay, cool. This is a good join question also. Let me take this up. Okay, so this is a join in which what's happening is you're getting this kind of a table. Let me just take this. Okay, you're getting this kind of a table. Somebody saying, sir, generally filtering happens first. No, true, filtering does happen first, but here the join is happening, right? So, I mean, to understand the exact SQL sequence, I will not be able to tell you right now. That's a whole thing in itself where I know what you're talking about, where it will start with where, but yeah, this just take my word for it. That's how cross join works. Okay, cool. So in this table, the question that's being asked is select star from A, join B on A dot ID. By the way, this is A. So this one would be A. A over here. And this one is B. This one is B. Okay. So this is A, this is B. Let's put it in probably different colors so that we can very quickly differentiate. Where's the design when you need it? Yeah, there you go. So this is B, and this is A. All right. So what we're trying to do is select star from A, join B. What is this join B? Join B is a inner join, right? So we're going to do join B on inner join. So what I'm trying to say is join A with B, not on A ID equal to B ID, right? So this join we are creating, what are we going to get? We are going to get, let's say, A ID, then I'm going to get A name, then I'm going to get B ID and B name, or A ID less than B ID. So the IDs are going to join, actually speaking. What's going to happen there? ID equal to B ID. Yeah, so ID will be one only. We'll have only one because it's a join. Yeah. So you'll just have ID over here. You'll have A name, and then you'll have sorry for this. 1 second. I'm just trying to insert one more. All right. So this is the final join over here. The final join. Let me also just get another color for this. So this is like the final join. Okay, cool. So now what you're saying is this is the A name, and yeah, this is the A name over here, and you'll have something like the B name over here, right? So what you're going to get is select star from A, join B on A.id equal less than B.id, meaning that when I'm joining this one, okay, and you will actually have a B.id. Yeah, let me just get that 1 second. You will have a B.id. All right. So you will have an AID here, AID, and you'll have a BID. That's what's going to happen. So what you'll get is AID less than B.id, right? AID less than B.id. Yeah. So where all is AID less than BID? AID is 1. BID you'll get 2, 3, and 4. So you'll have 1, 1. Then for AID 2, you will get 3 and 4. So let me just insert a couple of rows below. So generally we've seen all the joins where we've done on equal to, but you can also do on less than. So 2 is there. You'll have AID less than BID. You'll have 3 and 4 over here. And then for 3, you will only have 4. 4 does not get joined with anything because there is no AID which is less than a BID there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, totally 6 rows over here. Okay. So this join is, by the way, an inner join. Somebody is asking if we give only a join, which join is used? The inner join is used over here. Okay. So how many rows will we have? We'll have 6 rows over here. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows will be over here. Okay. The query does not error out. You can join like this. You can join like this. That is, you don't always need to join on equal to. You can also join on less than. Okay. All right. So I didn't want to get into SQL, but we did. All right. That's fine. Let's leave that. Let's leave that. Let's leave that. This all we did yesterday. All right. Cool. Let's come back to some Java questions over here. All right. So we are given a particular kind of a thing, some code, and we're supposed to identify 2 ways from the given options which can be used to rectify the compilation error. So they're telling us there's a compilation error. We have to find 2 ways, and they're telling you specifically also identify 2. So you have to identify 2 over here, right? Which are which can help you from compilation error. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go. So abstract class parent is over here. System.out.println parent class. Abstract void display. All right. So this is an abstract class, and just a refresher for all of you. What does an abstract class do? Abstract class, what does it do? It creates methods, but it itself is never instantiated. It is there for only its children to instantiate from it. So it is there just to be extended. It itself does not contain anything. It does not contain body. Somebody saying no, it's not that it does not contain body, but it's not meant to be instantiated. If it's not meant to be instantiated, this constructor itself seems wrong. So I think you have to remove the constructor and parent class for sure. It does not make sense to, keep the constructor at all, right? So that's one thing. Anyway, let's go on to the further part. Public class child extends parent. Okay. System.out.println child class. So this is fine. You can have a constructor in the child class. That's okay because it's not abstract. It's public static void main parent equal to new child. No, this should be child equal to new child. I cannot instantiate a parent class. So make the child class abstract and remove the child object created in the main method. Okay, interesting. Make the child class abstract and remove the child object. All right, cool. This also, or make the reference an object of same type in the main method. Okay, if we do this, will it work? Okay, let's go step by step. Okay, I know I have to remove the constructor class and parent class because it really does not make sense. Like an abstract class, I already have a constructor. That's fine. Which then means inherit method in inherit method display in child. I can inherit method display in child. That's not the problem. I can inherit it here. What do you mean by inherit? No, this is also wrong. I anyways inherit. I'm extending. I have to implement method. They should have said implement. Inherit method display in child means what? I'm anyways inheriting it. I should have implemented or overridden actually. So this is wrong. No, inherit method does not make sense because inherit so I'm doing anyways, right? So make the reference an object of the same type in main method. Reference an object. Okay, let's say I do that. I will still face an error. I'm still going to face the error. What error am I going to face? Let's say I did child is equal to new child. Let's say I did that. What error am I going to face? I have not yet implemented display. I should be implementing the display in the child class. So even this will not solve my problem. Make the child class abstract and remove the child object created in main method. This, believe it or not, will actually solve the problem. Why it will solve the problem is because if this is abstract, we are no longer required to actually make the display class, right? We don't, if this is also abstract, then I don't need to actually implement the display class. And again, Python students, you can just ignore this for now. But yeah. Will I be sharing Python MCQ mock tests? Yes, I will be sharing the Python MCQ questions also within about 20 minutes once I finish this. So are you getting this? I would say it's both of these. Okay. Right. I would say it's both of these. Why is it both of these? So because if you look at it, I have to remove the constructor and parent class for anyways, because it's an abstract class, doesn't make sense. For that matter, I should remove it from the child class also. But it's saying identify two ways from the given option. So I have only given options. It's not given that I can remove the child class, the child constructor. So abstract class can contain constructor. Somebody saying, okay, no, it can. It should not ideally because you're never actually going to even instantiate of the constructor. So it should not contain. The display class code is supposed to be coded in the child class. And because it is not so, we are making the child class abstract. Is it correct, sir? Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. This code, this display code has to be implemented by any child class. However, if the child class is not implementing it, the least it can do is become abstract itself. Because if it's abstract, then it's not expected to implement this display. That's all. So I can make it abstract and then it will still work out. The really great thing would have been if we could implement the display method, but they've not allowed us to implement. They've said inherit the display method. So we are inheriting anyways, right? This is a way to confuse you. We're inheriting anyways. It should just have been implement. All right, cool. Let's go to the next one. Okay. All right. So this is the question. Consider the given code below. So there's some code. We'll come back to the code, but what are we looking for? Let's see. Find the programming violations in the code. Programming violations in the code, which is all right. Java.time.local date class employee. Okay, let's see what is it. unused import statements. It's not a violation as such. And have we not used that import statement? Okay, we will not use the import statement, but it's not really a violation. Empty if. Where is there an empty if? Okay, in this if we are not doing anything, but empty ifs are also not a violation as such. I mean, I don't want to do anything at that point, so that's why I'm not doing anything, right? Class name and variable naming convention. Yeah, this is kind of a violation, if at all that's the thing. Yeah, generally speaking, you keep E as capital, so the naming convention is one thing. And this dot name, this name being capital. This is a problem actually, because this was caps here and this is not caps. So that is a violation actually. Use of default access modifiers. That's not a violation. So we'll go with 3 only. Yeah, that's not a violation. It's 3 only. Okay, cool. Again, but a super theoretical question, honestly, guys. I mean, I don't even know the use of such questions. But just for your information, empty if is not a problem. Import statements unused are not a problem as such. Class name and variable naming convention also is not a problem. But if I had to choose among these 4, the worst of the worst is this only, because none of the other ones, you never know, it could still be used later on and so on, right? So that's the thing. That's all I would say. Okay, cool. So let's go to the next one. Okay, what is it asking? Always start with the main method. Always start with the main method and then start understanding this. Base ref is equal to new derived one. Okay, so I go here to derived one. Okay, and so a new derived one is created. Whatever that object is in base ref. When I do base ref dot run, what should happen? Okay, let's go. So derived run is there, and derived run is there. It's doing public. It extends derived. Derived extends base. Base is here. Okay, and we're doing dot run, right? So we're doing dot run. Okay, so this is public int fun. First of all, I got confused there. It's fun. So this is not going to get executed. It's going to go to run. When it goes to run, derived one extends derived. Is there a run over here? There is a run over here. This run is calling the fun statement. God knows what fun they are having, but it is calling the fun statement for fun method. Sorry. Now, this is the important part. Which fun method will this call? So again, repeat. I did the run. Bhago, run, that one. It goes like in this object, there is no run, right? It is only fun. So it will go directly to its superclass, the immediately superclass. Its immediate superclass is this. There is fun and there is run. What is it doing? It goes to the run, obviously, because I called the run. It does not go further above this because it found the run method here. So it's happy with that. Okay. So it's the run over here. Now I'm not happy with just that. I'm in this run, I'm returning fun. Again, if you ever write like this in a real life, you will get fired. Okay. But this is the level of question. So we'll have to go ahead with it. So it's a run over here. And in this run, I'm returning fun. So now which fun will be chosen, everybody? Will I choose the derived fun, which is within the same class? Will I choose the base fun, which is over here? So our answer narrows down to either return 1 or return 0. It's one of them. So it's either 1 or 0, right? So which one would you choose? Would you choose derived or would you choose base? You will choose derived. Wherever it's possible, you will always go for within the same class. Only if you don't find it within the same class, you go to the parent class, always. Okay. So you'll go to your own method itself. Okay. So that's what this question was testing. Yeah, it always choose the immediate method. Right. Very good. All right, cool. Okay. So with this, for this question, just want to share an important or revise one important concept of OOP, for both, very important for both Java and Python students. So super important for both Java and Python students over here, which is the concept of, in OOP, there are like 3 concepts. which are of association, aggregation, composition. Okay, this is besides your polymorphism, abstraction, inheritance, encapsulation. Beside these four, there are three more OOP things which come more at a system design level, but still I'll just share this with you. So these are the three concepts that you all need to know. Now I'll try to explain this in the best way with a e-commerce website. Okay, this is an e-commerce website. Now in the e-commerce website there are three parties. Let's say e-commerce website, there are two parties. Let's say there's a buyers, that is someone like you, and there are sellers. Sellers are someone like, let's say, name a good seller like Xiaomi, like Micromax, let's say anybody. They are sellers on the on the Amazon platform, right? So this is an e-commerce website like Amazon or Flipkart, and there are sellers and then there are buyers, right? Everybody understands this, right? So yeah, one of the sellers could be Boat, right? Boat is a famous seller as well, right? You guys are understanding this, right? Okay. Now let's look at a buyer specifically. Let's say you have to make a class for a buyer. In the buyer class, what will you have? You'll have name of the buyer. You will have their, let's say, account ID, right? You'll have password. I've told this concept, I know, I just want to revise it for people who may have missed out. Right? So just want to write very quickly, just repeat it for everybody. Same thing with sellers. You'll have a name, let's say password, okay? Some ID, account ID, okay? Now, and you will also have, let's say, product to sell. And you will have over here a products bought, and let's say products sold. Okay, let's say for this buyer I also have a wallet. So these days Amazon and Swiggy and PhonePe, all of them are coming with wallets as well, right? So buyer has, let's say, a wallet. Okay, all right. Now these are the two classes. With this we will need a third class also, and the third class will be product. So product will have things like price, will have things like name, will have ID, and so on. Okay. Now there is some sort of connection between all of these three classes, and based on the type of connections in all these three classes, we are going to decide whether it's association, aggregation, or composition. Okay. That's what we are going to decide over here. Okay, cool. All right. So if we look at, let's say, the buyer and the seller, the way you should look at it is association is the most loosely typed, or it's the loosely associated connection. It's the most loose collection. Then you have aggregation, and then you have composition. Okay. So what does this mean? Association means two classes are associated somehow. For example, if I did the products bought, right? In the products bought, I will have, let's say, over here, further in here, I will have product ID and seller ID. Let's say seller ID. That's what I have. Okay. And similarly over here, in the products sold, I have the product ID and the buyer ID. Excuse me. Yeah. So I have the product ID and the buyer ID. Now you can see that the seller and buyer are associated, but only partially. Like it's not like the buyer is completely dependent on the seller or the seller is completely dependent on buyer. On the contrary, the seller will have many buyers, the buyer will have many sellers, right? So they're just associated. This association you'll have as a buyer, seller will be buyer and seller over here. Okay. So this is just a simple association. This is buyer, seller. Aggregation would be something like buyer, product, or even seller product would still be an aggregation. Why would it be? See, it's because the entire product is being owned. The entire product is being owned by the buyer. That means when I do a product, I don't just take the product ID. I will actually take the entire product object. I will take product price, product name, product ID, everything. So if it is becoming a proper part of the class, it will become aggregation, but it will not become fully part in the sense that buyers own complete products, sellers sell complete products. So the entire object will be there with these classes. But it is not that this product cannot exist on its own. The product can exist on its own, meaning that at the time when you list the product, when you are browsing through the product, it is not belonging to any particular person. It's just a product object, right? So as long as the product can exist on its own, we call it aggregation, in the sense that the object is part of one class. The object is part of one class over here, and the object can also exist on its own. That time it's aggregation. So again, repeating, association will be when you can have the association can be when the two objects are just connected somehow. The two classes are just connected. There's nothing much apart from that. In aggregation, one of the objects can be fully part of another class, but not solely part. It's not exclusive. Okay, it can be part of many other classes, but it's fully part. That time it's called aggregation. Composition will be something like wallet and buyer, where it can only be part of one object. That is, a wallet class or sorry, a wallet object can only exist with a buyer. It cannot exist with any other person, right? So buyer, wallet. It cannot exist on its own. An empty wallet in any e-commerce website, you will not have a wallet without a buyer. So you have to have a buyer to have a wallet, or you have to have a customer to have a wallet. This is composition. Wallet cannot exist on its own. So let's go bottom up. Wallet is there, fully part of a buyer. It is a class on its own, wallet, but cannot survive without a buyer. Product, full objects are part of buyer, but products can be on their own. You can list them on the website. Seller and buyer, they can interact with each other, but neither of them is part of each other. Okay. So with that long sort of an introduction about this, let's try to understand about class student and class college over here, right? This one is, yeah. So class student, class college. What's happening here? You have class student and you have a particular, all of the student stuff. You have class college and you have all of the college, where the student, here you have private student, student ID is what you have. So it's a student object. The student object is a part of the college over here. The student object is a part of the college. But can the student, so what we're saying is it's either aggregation or composition. It's not just association where I have some student being linked. No, it's a proper student object over here. So there is some link, there is a linking, but can the student exist on its own? And yes, it can, because you can simply do student is equal to new student. You can do that and you're not going to face any issues. So it can exist on its own. And in any case, composition is not there. So it has to be aggregation. So association, no. Inheritance, definitely not. Classes are not related, also not the case. So it has to be aggregation. Okay. Again, Python students, you'll get a similar question, but in Python. So I hope that was helpful to you guys. Can aggregation be told as has a type of relation? Yes, you can. Has a type of relation. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right. It's just asking about the number of object references and the number of objects. So I created one object here, two object here. So there are two objects, but which is the reference variable that we have? You have 1, 2, 3, 4 reference variables. So that's this one. obj, obj1, obj2, and obj3. So 4 reference variables are there. Okay. Cool. All right. Cool. So this is this one. Class list example, public static void main list string list. This one will be is equal to new array list. Okay. You add I love Java language. Iterator object iter is equal to list.iterator. So this we have not covered. I would just suggest you guys go and read up a little bit about iterator. It's a super simple concept, but basically what iterator does is it's like an iterator in a sequence. So what it will do is it will be pointing to the first element right now, right? And what it's going to do is iter while iter dot has next system dot print iter dot next dot to string, right? So what's going to happen here is it's going to try to convert it to string, but what is going to be converted to string? So 1 second. Incompatible times, strings cannot be converted to object. No, we are not trying to convert string to object. Iterator cannot be created for object. No, this is false. You can create it. Error, to string cannot be applied on a string object. Yeah, you can't convert a string to a string. Like a string to a string does not make sense. So this will be the case. You can't convert a string dot to string. So it's not going to be the case. Okay. So here everything is fine. Even the iterator is fine. I would just go ahead and I would recommend you guys to go ahead and check a little bit more about iterators. Please go ahead and check that. But somebody saying, is line 3 correct? 3 is correct, right? Oh, right. Yeah. There should be an extra bracket here. Correct. You're right here. There should be an extra bracket here, but that does not seem to be the issue. Yeah. Can we do like print ln list? No, you can actually do print ln list, but it will not print the list. It's not going to print the list, but you can do print ln of list. Okay. Let's look at this one. All right. This is also loop kind of a thing. Int loop is equal to 0, loop less than 5, loop plus. If loop greater than 2, continue. Loop is not greater than 2. If loop greater than 4, break. It's not greater than 4. Initially loop is 0. So system.out.print loop. So first you'll print 0. This is correct. This is correct. Okay. So all of them are possibly correct right now. Goes to the next one. 1 is greater than 2. No. 1 is greater than 4. No. Print 1. Okay. So this goes out the window. Again go. 2 is greater than 2. No. 2 is greater than 4. No. Print 2. So 2 is also printed. So this also goes out. Then comes to 3. Is 3 greater than 2? Yes. Continue means just forget everything else in the body. Just do this and then again check here. So 3, it'll contain, it'll just be loop plus. It becomes 4. Is 4 greater than 2? Continue. It becomes 5. 5 is no longer less than 5. So it can't go into the loop again. So it will be 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2 will be the answer over here. Okay. Which of the following option represents the decreasing order of worst case complexity? The one that takes the maximum time would be placed first. So this n2 would be n square. So n square should come first. That would be this or this. N log n is above n. So for those of you who don't know, time complexity goes like n square, n log n, and then log n. Log n being the best. Actually, order 1 is the best, but yeah. Let's submit it. Okay, 16 on 20. I don't think we did anything wrong. We just left 4 questions. Cool. We left 4 questions. So that's why I got 16 on 20. All right. Time is of the essence. So I'll just quickly go on to the Python MCQs right now. We'll do very quickly some Python MCQs and let's go to the coding question. Right. All right. Let's quickly look at some Python MCQs. Okay. Have we done this one? I don't recall. Could have probably done this one. Anyways. Okay, cool. Always start here. This is a class. This is a class. Try mob.validate mobile number. So sorry, mob is equal to here. Mob is mobile 9791. That means I initialized underscore mob number is equal to mob number. So I initialized 9791 to mob number. Try mob.validate mobile number. So I go here. If self.mob number not equal to 10 len. So length is not 10. So I will raise invalid length exception. So I'm going to raise that. And as soon as I raise it, it gets caught here itself. Except invalid length exception, it will get caught here itself. Print invalid length inside except block. So invalid length inside except block, inside except block. Okay, so all of them will print that. It prints that and then it will still print inside the class. So not this, not this. Okay, so it's between these two. It's going to print inside the class, comes out of that method, comes here, prints outside the class, or should it print except? So it should print outside the class here. That's what it should do. Outside the class should be number 4. Yeah, should be number 4. It should not, because we did catch the exception here. Yeah. So it should just print accept the class, and then, yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next one. All right. Select candidate ID from test information, where test center like this modulo E or test center like modulo M, and 2 char test date man is equal to. Okay, let's go step by step on this. Select candidate ID from, let me just decipher this one for you guys. Yeah, so select candidate ID from test information where test center like this or test center like this. So either it has to end with E, or it has to have M in it, right? So it has to end with E or has to have M in it. So Bangalore, Mumbai, and Mumbai. The rest all go away because it has to end with E. This is wild card. So end with E is Bangalore, Mumbai, and Mumbai. So it only comes with Bangalore, Mumbai, and Mumbai. And in that, what it's particularly saying, and 2 char test date month. So what this 2 char does is it converts to character the particular date, and this MON means the month of that date. It's the month of that date. Go ahead and check out. There's an extensive documentation on this. You can check out what 2 char does. Very important. So the month of the test date should be like March. So if I look at it between Mumbai, and Bangalore, Mumbai, and oh, by the way, it is okay. It is either it's Mumbai or this, and the test date month should be equal to March. So Mumbai, and Bangalore, and the date should be March. So you have Mumbai also and you have Bangalore also, right? You select candidate ID. Interesting. So Bangalore also works out and Mumbai also works out. Which one do you choose? The other Mumbai is not March. Yeah, so this one is March, right? This one is March and this one is March. This is Mumbai. Mumbai. What is the first option? So Bangalore 5006 should be there, and the other one should be 5005. Okay, but 5005 is not an option, so I guess we'll just go with 5006. Right? Okay, cool. We have only one option. Okay, then let's go with that. But it's strange. It's and. I can understand it's and. See, what this will do is, no, it's not. Yeah, okay, cool. Anyways, let's go ahead with it. Let's not overthink it. Okay, cool. Consider the following book sale table given below. Table book sale. Select book ID. Select book ID sales location from book sale where lower sale location like new. Lower sale location like new. If it's lower, then how can it have capital new? It cannot, right? Because none of the sale location will have. Or sale location like N star or lower sale location like N star. So that makes it only New York. So it could be New York. Yeah, it's only New York then. Group by book ID, sale location having count star equal to 1. So it lives only with New York to us. It's going to leave only New York to us, which is B6, New York. What are we supposed to select? B6 and New York. That's it. Yeah. That's all. Okay. That's it. Because How can any lower one even have like new in it, capital new in it? It doesn't make sense. It's not possible. And the only one left is all lower sale location like N star. It has to be New York. If it was percentage N star, then it's fine. Group by book ID sale location having count star. Count star basically meaning that count being one. So you can do count of book ID or you can just do count star. That is all the elements satisfying this condition should be, when you group by the book ID, what is the count that you're getting? Basically, that's what it's doing. So when you do select count star, it just gives you all the rows. But when you do group by and then do count star on it, you're saying for each group, how many rows are there? So it should have exactly one, which is what New York has actually. So, all right. Okay, this question I saw, it's a bit not aligned properly, especially for Python. You need the, what do you say, indentation. So I'm going to skip it right now. I'll probably fix the indentation on this. Okay. Oh, this is a super important question for Java students also. Really super important. Please do check this out. The following numbers are stored to be are to be stored in a hash table. And trust me, guys, one such question will come for you guys. So following numbers are to be stored in a hash table, arriving in the order shown using the hash function. Hash function is k modulo 4. Identify for which numbers collision will not occur after mapping the numbers with given hash function. So 4 will be stored in particular place. 4 modulo 4 will be 0. 7 modulo 4 is 1. 16 modulo 16, 4 will be 0. So it will occur for 16. For 9, it is 1. Sorry, for 7, it's 3. It's not 1. 3, this is 1. And 17, it's 1. So 17 and 9 will clash. 7 will not clash. 22 will not clash, right? Because 7 is this and 22 is this. So I think it should be 7 and 22. If you take a modulo, you'll have 0, 3, 0, 1, 1, and 2. So the question asks which will not occur, which of them will not occur. So 4 and 16 is a clash. That's great. So they are definitely going to clash. 7 is going to clash with 17. No, sorry, 7 is not going to clash. 9 is going to clash with 17, leaves us only with 7 and 22. Okay, cool. Okay. My Q is Q1 is equal to Q3, so it's a size of 3. Q, my Q2 is equal to Q3, so it's again a Q of size 3. For index in range 0, 3, my Q dot NQ index into 3. So what have I done? I have NQ'd 0, 3, and 6. I have NQ'd 0, 3, and 6 into my Q. So in my Q, I've NQ'd 0, 3, and 6. That should be my Q1, right? I'm assuming it's my Q1. So that would be my Q1 is 0, 3, 6. And are we removing anything? Yeah, we are removing. For index in range 0, 3, again, I'm going 0, 1, 2. So index equal 2, I'll break. No, it's not. If it's 0, my Q dot NQ, my Q dot DQ. So what does get DQ'd first? First, 0 itself will get DQ'd and will get NQ'd into my Q2. If 0 is NQ'd, okay, we have to quickly write it down. Let's be quick. Questions are a little difficult. You need rough paper. That's it. Then you'll be able to get it. You just with rough paper, you get it. But this is, yeah, these are all previously asked questions, guys. So try your best. All right. So, okay. So over here, actually, I'll just write it in that. Let's just look at this. My Q1, my Q2. So initially you have 0, 6, sorry, 0, 3, and 6 in my Q1. Then I come here for index in range 0, my Q2 dot NQ, my Q1 dot DQ. So I DQ from there, NQ here. Okay. Then what do? I go to 1. I again DQ from there and NQ here. DQ from there, NQ here. Now it becomes 2. When it becomes 2, index equal to break. So I break out and then I'm NQing 12. So it becomes 0, 3, and 12 is what I get. And my Q1 is just 6. Yeah, this is the correct one over here. Okay. So my Q1 is 6 and my Q2 is 0, 3, and 12. All right, let's go to the next one. Which of the following function signatures when replaced in line 1 continue to execute successfully? Okay. All right. So this follows something, all the Python students again, this follows something which is called as variable arguments. It's called variable arguments. Again, did not cover specifically in the functions place, but it's a good concept to revise, especially from InfyTQ perspective. So what variable arguments does is it's basically whenever you put a star, it's basically saying that it's not just one argument. You can have multiple arguments over here. You can end up having multiple arguments over here. But the way you actually put a star is it cannot be in the middle. If you put it in the middle, you will get a problem. The problem is, okay, how do I know when these name arguments stop and when this name one argument starts? So you cannot put it in the middle. You can only put them at the end. So either it's, you can put this over here or you can put this at the end. Without even looking at the question, I could eliminate these two. This first one. Second one I can eliminate because what we need here is we need 4 ones, right? We need 4 over here. And which of the following function signature when replaced in line 1, or line 2 will continue to execute successfully. So here they will, so I'll tell you one by one. If I replaced color, name 1, name 2, and name 3 with color, star, names, and name 1, this is not possible because the stars cannot precede a non-star. Because the star, what it's doing is it's saying that except variable numbers, means that as many of them can come over here, they will all be like a list of variables. But I will not be able to differentiate when names ends and when name 1 starts. So hence I can't do the first one. Second one, I have a problem because it's saying I have only 2 parameters, but I need actually 4 parameters at least. I need 4 parameters. Okay. Third one is fine because I'm saying color is 1 parameter. Name 1, name 2, and name 3 are all parameters that are coming in multiple parameters in the star names. Color, name 1, and then star names is also fine because it's saying color and name 1 are there, and these are coming as multiple parameters. So that's also fine. So we'll go with these 2. And if you didn't get what I said, please just go ahead and revise about multiple parameters in a method. You'll get what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. Consider the following Python function for a vehicle management system. Object of the code is to record details of the vehicle. What will be the optional class structure if this was to be rewritten in object-oriented programming? I think they mean to say optimal class structure. What would be the optimal class structure if this was to be written in object-oriented programming? Okay, so let's have a look at it detailed over here. Right. So let's look at it in a bit more detail. What do they mean to say? Diff vehicle record, and what are we doing here? Mileage, vehicle type, purpose, kickstart, number of gears, and miles run. And objective of code is to record details of vehicle. Okay, record is equal to this. If vehicle type is 2-wheeler, record is this plus 2-wheeler plus mileage plus kickstart. If it is 4-wheeler, then you do something. And if purpose is commercial, then you will do this. Okay. So, okay, let's see what are our options. 4 independent classes: vehicle, 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler, commercial, and 4-wheeler. Sorry, vehicle, 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler, and commercial 4-wheeler. 4 independent classes. Yeah, so because you will have 2-wheeler commercial, 2-wheeler, or you will have 4-wheeler commercial. You'll have only these type of things, right? So what do we have here? Vehicle, 2-wheeler. No, you don't need 4 independent classes. 3 classes with inheritance. 2-wheeler and 4-wheeler inherit from vehicle, but you then don't get the commercial part. Or rather you are going to implement the commercial part separately for each of them. And also, I think this if purpose, okay, we didn't get the indentation correct. Sorry. It's like this. 2-wheeler is there, 4-wheeler is there. Both of them have some commonalities. Within 4-wheeler, you have a commercial 4-wheeler, right? So yeah, that makes it simple. Commercial should inherit from 4-wheeler, right? Because both of them share something. And 2-wheeler and 4-wheeler should inherit from the same one, be that vehicle over here. So what you have is 2-wheeler and 4-wheeler inherit from vehicle, great, and commercial 4-wheeler inherit from 4-wheeler. That makes sense. So what you're basically saying is, see, if I just look at it over here, indentation is super important here. What I'm doing is, if it is 2-wheeler, then I'm doing something. Else, if it is 4-wheeler, I'm repeating almost the same thing. So it's a same functionality, meaning this functionality should have been in the super class. But within four-wheeler, you have further specialization of commercial, right? So you have that over here. So you get that also over here. And yeah, so that we'll go with this. Four classes inheritance: two-wheeler and four-wheeler inherit from vehicle, and commercial four-wheeler also inherits from vehicle, from four-wheeler. Okay, cool. Let's go here. All right, again, vehicle, four-wheeler and all. So you have self color. Okay, so you have class vehicle, def init, self color. Self color is equal to color. Okay, we'll start from here. Four-wheeler, 4, red. So you have init 4, red, super dot init color. How can you have super here without extending? It's not, oh, it is extending from vehicle. Got it. Okay. So super dot init color. Okay, fair enough. Self dot number of gears, number of gears. Okay, that's fine. Print Maruti color, Maruti number of gears. So Maruti color, where is Maruti dot color would be this one. So I want to print the dot color of this and dot number of gears. Again, should be possible. Activize two-wheeler 80. So two-wheeler 80. So when I come to two-wheeler, it comes init red, super dot init red. Self engine cc is equal to engine cc. So again, that is 80. Self dot color is equal to blue. This is interesting. I don't have, okay, I have a self dot color blue. This will just hide my parent color. Is what it's going to do, right? Self dot color is blue over here. Print Activa color and Activa engine CC. So okay, let's just look at the option. Error as object of two-wheeler class cannot be created as since number of requirement arguments have not been passed. No, we have passed. That's not a problem. Two-wheeler can be created. Either we go for red 4 and red 80. Color and number of gears. So how many gears do we have? Red 4 and red 80 seems right. Red 4 and red 80. Activa dot color, it should be red 4 and blue 80 rather. Red 4 and blue 80. Yeah, that's what it will come to over here. You can do this. Self dot color is blue. 1 second, I'm just trying to. In Java, you can do this for sure. In Java, you can do this for sure. But in Python, can you just change the color? Because I already have a super dot init. Super dot init we have. Why can't we go with option? The reason we can't go is I'm just confused with this. In Python, can you do this? Okay, I think it's one of this, either this or this, because in Java you can do this. In Python, I'm blanking. Let's just check the answer for this one. I'm not sure you can modify the attribute like this over here, even because it's already mentioned there. Yeah, we'll just check it out, right? So yeah, we'll check that one out. Okay, this I've done at a separate time, so I'm just going to skip this. I've already done that one. Okay, so let's come to the question number 11. Number 14 needs to be searched using binary search in the following sorted list of numbers. How many comparisons will be required to conclude that the number 14 is found at 5th position? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are totally 6 indexes. So I will go to index number 3 first. In your binary search, I'll go to index number 3, 9. I realize it's not at 9. So how many comparison? I compared once. Then I will go to the midpoint of this. So I'll go here. 19. Second comparison, it's not there. And then I'll come here. So it'll be the third comparison here. At the third comparison, I will figure out that it is indeed 14. So again, first comparison 9, second comparison 19, third comparison 14. All right. So let's go here. Okay. We're kind of running out of time, but we'll do more. Okay. What is the output of the code given below? So you have this, as I say, always try here. List one is 2, 4, 6, 2. I think I did this one already. Did this one already. Have I done this one, guys? Do you guys tell me if the answer is done? Then I'll go to the next one. We've done this already. Cool. Let's go to the next one. I think I've done this. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, okay. SQL, 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 and this all we've done already. Okay, cool. We'll just check the answer of that one question and then we'll go to the coding. So we got 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that means we've got some mistakes. Let's just check the attempts. Okay, now this one is wrong. My answer is correct, everybody. So this one should be inside invalid length, inside except block, inside the class, outside the class. So please follow this answer. I think this is the correct answer. I'll change it. This is the correct answer. 2 is correct. 3 is correct. 4 we skipped. 5 is correct. 6 is correct. 7 is correct. 8 is correct. 11 is correct. Okay, so that's fine. The only one which we were checking was, yeah, so they are saying it cannot modify. Do just run this code on your system once and verify which one it is, because again, I'm not 100% sure on this, but just do run it on your system and realize what it's trying to say. It's just an exception. Okay, all right. I hope that has been informative. Let's get on with the coding question, everybody. We have one very solid coding question to do. So shall we get started on that? Are you guys all ready to look up that coding question? All right, we're done with this MCQ. Yeah, and that one coding question is the maximum subarray satisfying condition. Again, huge disclaimer to everybody. This question is generally the more difficult question. You are most likely not going to get this question. Yeah, such a difficult question. But since you have completed most of the other questions, you can just check yesterday's and day before sessions. Since you've completed most of them, please make sure that you go ahead and see them. Only when you've mastered those, come to this one. It is a more difficult question. Don't stress out if you don't understand this question. Okay. DSA students, you guys should have done this very quickly. So if you're a DSA student, then please don't take all of my word. I'm talking mainly for beginner students, people who've just learned programming. This is a more difficult one. For DSA students, guys, come on. Like, this is stuff you should be doing in like 20-25 minutes at max. At max, I'm talking about. You can possibly do this in 15 minutes as well. Okay. So given an array, or a list X, find the largest subarray such that the element satisfies the following condition. Okay, and this is verbatim taken from them. So even though it's a little bit wrong wording, but still it's how they've given. So you also have to follow that. Anyway, so if more than one subarray satisfies the condition, then print the list which has the most number of elements. Okay, they have given a bunch of ways. We'll skip that. We'll come back to that later. So the question is something like this. I'm given this, and what I've told is I'm supposed to find out subarrays. So first of all, this is the first mistake they do. They say subarray, where what they actually mean is subset. You have to find subsets such that x of I is equal to x of I minus 1 plus x of I minus 2. You are supposed to figure out how many sequences are there, and you have to find the longest such sequence that this is possible. But it's not a subarray. Subarray is, it has to be contiguous. So like 3, 5, 8, 2 is a subarray. It's not a subarray. Rather, they want a subset. Subset is, it can be in any order. Now, if it has to be in this xi is equal to xi minus 1 plus xi minus 2, obviously it's going to be in sorted order. So just for calculation, let's just try to take a sorted order: 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 11, 12, and 19. Okay? So these are the numbers that you are getting: 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 11, 12, 19. Now, how many such sequences are there such that xi is equal to xi minus 1 plus xi minus 2? Well, can you all tell me some sequences, everybody, where xi is equal to xi minus 1 plus xi minus 2? Can you can you create such sequences? Okay, so somebody saying 2, 3, 5. Don't stop there. You can keep continuing. It's not a 3 limit sequence. You can keep continuing. So 2, 3, 5 Then can 3 plus 5, 8 be there? Yeah. 5 plus 8, 13 is not there. So this is one sequence. Another sequence could be 2 plus 5, 7, 5 plus 7, 12, 12 plus 7, 19. Are you getting it? It has to be a sequence that you can observe here. That is, all the elements should be there. And you try to propagate it as much as possible. Try to increase the sequence as much as possible. So somebody is saying Fibonacci, it is similar to Fibonacci, but in Fibonacci, we always fix the first two elements. It is 1, 1 as the first two elements, right? Here, we're not fixing it to a first two elements. Like it can be anything. Can I think of any other sequences as like longer than this? Can I think of any other sequences as long as this or longer? They need not be continuous also. Like it, like 2, 5, you skip the number 3 over there, right? So can we think of other ones as well? Like for example, 3, 8, 11, 19, right? That is also one sequence. What else? 5, 7, 12, and 19. That's also a sequence, right? Anything else? 8, 11, 19. Yeah. 8, 11, 19. Okay. Very good. Anything else? What's the longest sequence that we can find? What's the longest sequence that we can find here? 3, 5, 8 is also a sequence. 3, 3, 5. Yeah, actually, yes. We can also do 3, 5, 8. Yeah, 3, 5, 8. Yeah. Right. So what's the longest sequence? We cannot find a longer sequence than this. This is our longest sequence possible. 2, 5, 7, 12, and 19. Right? That's the longest sequence that we can actually get. So somebody's saying, sir, please explain the sequence. How do we get to see? What the question is saying is, I'm giving you a bunch of numbers. You need to pick and choose some numbers, and you need to generate certain sequences from these numbers such that you choose any two numbers. The next number is the sum of the previous two numbers. And you're trying to generate as much of a sequence as possible from this. So, for example, these are the numbers given to us. Given is just these numbers. Given are just these numbers. And it's saying that try to generate as much of a sequence as you can, but they should all be the sum of the previous two numbers. So you say, okay, if I pick up 3 and 5, I can form a sequence of 3, 5, 8. 5 plus 8 will be 13. I don't have 13 as a number over here. So therefore, I cannot generate that sequence. All right. Okay, I could pick 2 and 3. If I pick 2 and 3, the next number would be 5. Okay. And 3, 5, the next number could be 8. Great. 5, 8, the next number could be 13. I don't have 13 though. I don't have 13, so I stop here. Okay. 2, 5, I could do. That will give me 7. 7 is also there, so I include 7. 5 plus 7 is 12. Is 12 there in the list? Oh, it is. So let me pick that. 7 plus 12 would be 19, which is also there in the list. So I can form a list up to 19 here. How about, let me start with, let's say 3 and 8. Their sum 11 is there in the list. Great. 8 plus 11, 19 is also there in the list. Oh, cool. So these are some of the sequences that I can generate. Are you guys getting now how these sequences are getting generated? Somebody's asking the difference between subarray, subset, and subsequence. Okay, very quickly here, subarray is anything that is contiguous. So 3, 5, 8 is a subarray, for example, or you could also have a subarray 8 to 19, 12. Basically anything with continuous indexes, subarray. Subset is any set of numbers, right? Any group of numbers, not even like, when I say set, don't think that it's unique, any set of numbers. So you could have a set of, let's say 5, 12, 11, that's a subset. Any random numbers taken in any order, indexes does not matter. That's a subset. Indexes doesn't matter. And subsequence is basically, they should be in sequence of indexes. They can skip indexes, but they should be in sequence of indexes. So for example, in the above list, 3, 2, 19, 12, 11, They're all appearing one after the other. So it's a sequence of numbers. They're not necessarily continuous in their indexes, but they are coming, the indexes are coming one after the other. Okay. So that's the case over there. Anyway, let's go back. So we can create all of these particular lists, but we choose this list because most number of elements, right? So we choose this particular list. Okay. So given this bunch of numbers, how do we generate the longest sequence possible? Given these bunch of numbers, how do we generate the longest sequence possible? Anybody? Give me a quick approach, then I'll tell you my approach as well. Anybody, if you tell me your approach. All right. Wow. So many people still on YouTube after 2 hours of continuous talking, continuing. Still so many people on YouTube and still so many people here. Great. I'm proud of you guys. I'm glad to see you guys are still slogging out. Do hit the like button and subscribe button. Help us out. Awesome. Okay. Anybody with an approach, with a suggested approach? With any suggested approach? Okay, sort the array first. Fair enough. We should always sort the array first here. That will help us out because this sequence will always be in ascending order. So sorting the array first helps out for sure. Okay, sort the array first. Generate. Okay, cool. So somebody's got it. See, the observation to make here, every sequence starts with 2 numbers, right? Every sequence is starting with 2 numbers. What does that mean? I can first select 2, 3, or I can select 2, 5, or I can select 5, 7, or I can select 3, 5, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select 2 numbers and I'm going to select all of the possible numbers. So for every possible starting pair, create the sequence. This is what we're going to do. First, let me take 2, 3 in the sorted one. Let me take 2, 3 and try to create as much of sequence as possible. Then let me try to take 2, 5 and try to create as much sequence. Then 2, 7, then 2, 8, then 2, 11, then 2, 12, then 2, 19. Same way, I will then take 3, 5, 3, 7, 3, 8, 3, 11, 3, 12, and 3, 19. Then 5, 7. So I'll try to take all the possible, sequences that I can. And for every possible sequence, for every possible starting pair, I will create the sequence. Now, how do I create the sequence? Simply, what you should keep doing is generate next number, search for it in the list. If it's there, add to current sequence, else break. For example, 2 plus 3, 5. Is it there in the list? It is. Okay, add it to my sequence. The next you're searching for is 8. Is 8 there? Great, add it. The next you're searching for is 13. Is 13 there? No, breakout. And then this is our list for now. Yeah. So exactly, that's the kind of approach that we want to do over here. I think most of you got it. Absolutely. So let me start with the Python one and then we'll go to the Java part. So, okay. So example input is this. I think it's going to be listed by commas. So let me just take, let's say ARR is equal to list int input dot split, but split by commas, let's say. Let me just print the array also. Yeah, so we are getting the list over here. Can you please repeat the approach? I'll repeat it as I'm talking to you. Okay. So what I basically have is I have a list of what I'm going to do, just to tell you, is I'll sort the array first. So let me just sort the array, arr.sort. After sorting the array, for every possible combination, I'm going to try to take every possible combination. I'm going to try to take 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 7, 2, 8, 2, 11, then 3, 3, sorry, 3, 5, 3, 7, 3, 8, 3, 11. I'll take all the possible combinations. For each combination, I will try to generate the next number, right? So I'm going to try to generate the next number. If that number is in the list, add it to my current sequence and try to generate the next number. So I generated, let's say I took 3, 5, great, I got 8. Is 8 there in the list? It is. Add it to my sequence, go on to the next number, which is 13. 13 is not there in the list. So you break out and say your sequence is currently 3, 5, and 8. That's it. Okay, cool. So we come back here and we say, we sort the array. Now I'm going to take each starting number separately. I'm going to take starting and ending combination. So I'll say for, let's say, start in range, len of ARR, for end in range, start plus 1 to len of ARR. Basically, I don't take my own number. I'm going to start from the next one. So I say start end. I will just say current sequence is equal to generate sequence. I'll tell to actually generate a sequence starting at start, ending with, sorry, not starting at start and end, with start and end as being the first two numbers. And let me pass also the array. Let me also pass the array. Array, start and end, I'm going to try to pass. If my current sequence, so let me also keep a maximum sequence here. Max sequence is equal to, let's say, this list. If len of current sequence greater than len of max sequence, what is the case over here? Print the list which has most number of elements. So I'll take that as a max sequence. If two subarrays have same number of elements, then print the one which starts with minimum number value. Since we already sorted the list, we will always anyway start with the minimum number value. If they start with same value, then choose the one which next element is smaller and so on. Okay, that's fine because we already started with sorted list, so this won't come in the way. So I'll just say max underscore sequence is equal to current underscore sequence. Okay, cool. All right, so let's just do a, and then finally what you have to do, you have to print it, right? So for x in max underscore sequence, print x and is equal to space print. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to define generate sequence, which takes an ARR, takes a start, and takes an end, right? And takes an ARR, takes a start and end. And what am I going to do with that? Current sequence is equal to ARR start, comma ARR start, comma ARR end. Yeah, why did I say end, by the way? I should not have said end. It's not the right word to use. End would be, ideally I should say next, but next is also a keyword, I guess. So start and I'll say probably other in range. That would be better. And let me put this as other. It's not technically the end. It's the second number in the start. So I'll say start other. So we created the sequence like this. The sequence starts off with, so the sequence could start off with 2, 3, 2, 5 or whatever. It's what it starts off with. Now I started the sequence here. The next number, next, let's say, anyway, why is this next coming like this? The next number should be, let's say I say x. X is the next number. X should be current sequence of -1 plus current underscore sequence of -2, right? So this is the next number that I want to find out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stay for I in the range other plus 1 till len of ARR. I'll keep going and I'll try to find out. I'll keep going and I'll try to find out the if this X is there or not. If X equal to ARR I, if X is there, great, append it to my sequence. Current sequence dot append X, right? Current sequence dot append X. Now X is again equal to this. X is again equal to this. So X will be again equal to this one. And now I need to find out if this next number is there or not, right? So I need to continue to repeat this process basically. Okay, let's just repeat this process in a while loop. For I in range other to this, if X AR, okay, great, I found it. I can now say, let's say other is equal to I and break, and found equal to true, right? Let's say found is equal to false over here. Found is equal to false. And if I found something, break, go on to the next one, again start and try to find if X, if you're getting it, if it's there, append it. Yeah, so this part we will do this. We will again calculate, append this, calculate again the X, other is I, found equal to break. If I did not find, if not found, then break out from this loop. So I could not find a sequence, I'll break out and I will just return current underscore sequence at this point. Okay, let's run and check. Yeah, have we got, yeah, we got a, yeah, infinite loop. Somewhere we got an infinite loop here. Okay, what could be the reason? Other is equal to I for I, other is equal to I, other was there, other is equal to I. X is current sequence minus 1 plus current sequence, found equal to break. All right, okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah, found equal to true, then you break out, but then when you again come back here, found is equal to false. Okay. Initially, we will keep found as false. Yeah, we'll need to make found is equal to false before going for the next one again. Found is false. Yeah, now it should. Yeah, it works. And that works. All right, cool. Okay. So I'll very quickly explain the code, everybody. Right. So first things first is just want to check if you understood the major one, like that is the driver code. That is the starting part, which is I take the input, I sort it, I take my maximum sequence to be some empty list, right? So that's my maximum sequence initially. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to always try to take, I'm trying to take all possible combinations of start and other. That is, as I mentioned, I'm trying to take the combination of 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 7, 2, 8. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm taking a particular start as an index, and the other is another index that I'm taking. So with respect to the 0 index, I'm taking index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, index 5. With respect to the 1 index, I'm taking index 2, index 3, index 4, index 5. With respect to 2 index, I'm taking index 3, index 4, index 5. Okay. At every point, I'm saying with these two as the indexes, the start and other index, generate the sequence with these two as the indexes. Okay. What does generate sequence do? I'll just show you. So it will just generate the sequence. Whichever sequence you got, if that sequence is greater than the sequence I had found so far, then make that as the maximum sequence. Clear, everybody over here? So by the end of this, whichever sequence has the maximum length, I'll get that. Now, the beauty of this is, if two sequences have same length, let's say, the earlier sequence will be the one that I should consider. So that I'm already doing, right? I'm only updating when I have a sequence of greater length. So I'm already doing that. I'm not doing greater than equal to. Okay. Is this part clear? Then I'll explain the generate sequence part, and then we'll do it in Java. Is this part clear, everybody? Is this much clear? Then I can go to the generate sequences part. Okay, let's go on to the generate sequence. So how do we generate the sequence? So I've given that you take a particular start and end index, start and other index. So like, for example, this could be, let's take the example that this is, they have given to you, the list is this, the ARR list is, let's say 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 11, 12, right? And 19, right? Let's say 17 and 19, let's say. So let's say the initial index is given to you over here are 0 and 1. So your current sequence right now is equal to 2, 3. The current sequence right now is 2, 3. Okay. X is equal to, I want to find out the sum of the last two numbers I had. So X over here becomes 5. Okay. Now what I'm doing is keep repeating this. What am I repeating? First, I'm saying I'm trying to find 5. I'm saying I did not find 5. Assume you're not going to find 5. So I'm assuming it's false. Starting at other plus 1. What is other? Other was here at this index. So starting at this 5, check if it is equal to 5 or it is equal to 5. Great. So what I'm going to do? X is equal to 5. So I'll append it to the sequence. So it becomes 2, 3, 5. Now the new X that you're searching for, is 8. So you need to go for 8. Other is equal to I. What does other equal to I mean? Means that start from after this. I already found it at this 5. Other should start after this is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Because I'm going to start at other plus 1. Right. So I'm saying other is I. So it's at this 5 index. Okay. And then I said found is true. I found the particular element and I break out. Of this loop. I don't need to search further. Now imagine if I did not find it at all, I can say, hey, I could not find that X. So break out. We are not adding to the sequence anymore. But because I did find it, I will again repeat. I'll say, let's look at the next X. For the next X, the found is false. Search again. What you're looking for? You're looking for 8. So first you got 7. 7 is not the number. You go to the next number 8. You do get 8. You append 8 over here. Okay. The next number you're looking for is 13. Start looking for after 8. That's why other is I. You say you found it and then you break. So I broke out. If I didn't find it, then break. No, I found something. I go here. I try to find 13, but I do not find 13 anywhere. Because I don't find 13, found never becomes true. So I finish this for loop. And here it says if not found, meaning that if found is false. Yes, found is false. So since found is false, I break out and I return this sequence 2, 3, 5, 8. Okay. Are you understanding this loop? Basically what's happening? Every time every time I find an X, all I'm doing is every time I find an X, if I never find X, first look at this case. If I never ever find the X, then this found never becomes true and we just break out of this while true loop. If I never find X. If I do find X, then what am I going to do? I'm going to say, can we just skip the while loop? No, you cannot, because after finding the X, you need to again find the next X and the next X. You need to keep happening. So I can't skip this while loop, right? So after I find this particular, X, what am I going to do? I'm again going to start from the next element. That is other plus 1 is where I'm going to start at. Okay. What is other? Other is where I found my current X. Because I found my current X at I, I'll say other is I. And now you start at other plus 1. Okay, we are checking 2, 3 and all, but how we are skipping 3? Because sometimes we might want to check 2, 5, 2, 7 and so on, right? Okay, that we are doing here, my friend. We are doing that here. We are generating the two numbers that we're starting with. So first we start with, so if again I take the same thing, if I take this same list over here, the first thing what we start with is 2, 3. Then we start with 2, 5. Then we start with 2, 7, 2, 8, 2, 11. After that, we start with 3, 5, 3, 7, 3, 8. Understood? Okay, great. All right, everybody, got it? Should we move to the Java implementation? Okay, let's look at the same thing in Java implementation. Okay, so let's do it very quickly. Public class main, public static void main. Somebody saying, once again, explain other equal to I. I just explained. Other equal to I, what it's doing is, when you found the previous X is where I should start searching for the next X. I found something at 12, let's say 5 plus 7, 12. Should I start searching again from 11 or 8? No, I should start searching from after 12 for the next X. That's what that other equal to I is doing. Take my current index as the start point of the next one. That's all. Okay. So I will need this. I will first do, scanner scan is equal to new scanner system dot in. All right. So scanner scan is equal to this. And what do I do? I want int ARR is equal to scan dot. Okay, I cannot get an int ARR like that, because it's commas, it's just commas after commas. So 1 second. What I will need to do is string input array is equal to new is equal to scan dot next line dot split comma. So it's all full of commas. So I'm just going to add it to an input array and do this, and then int ARR is equal to new int input dot line. So I create a new array for this. And actually I should create an array list. That would be better. You're right. Array list, because I would want to sort it. Array list integer equal to, let's say ARR equal to new array list integer. Okay. Created this array list integer. What am I going to do? For int I equal to 0, I less than input dot length plus plus. I go through this entire thing and I convert all of them to an integer, right? So ARR dot add integer dot parse int input of I, right? I will do this. Just trying to take the input, and then collections dot sort ARR, and for int I in ARR, let's also just print, sorry, system dot out okay. Let's just do this just to see if we are getting the input correctly. Yeah, so we got the input correctly and we've sorted it all also. Okay, great. What did I do? I just basically split this entire thing. I got a string array. Of that string array, I just added everything to an array list. And while adding to an array list, I just converted to an integer, sorted it. So now I have a sorted list. So I have a sorted list. Okay, so far I think this is just the input part. I think you guys would have got it. Now what we need to do is we need to create a max sequence. So array list integer max sequence equals to new array list. Okay, so we did that, and on top of that, what do we need to do? We need to generate all possible starting points, right? So I do something like for int start is equal to 0, start less than ARR dot size, start plus plus. This is one of the starting, and then for int other is equal to start plus 1, the other less than ARR dot size, other plus plus, right? Okay. Did this. What I need to do is I need to say array list current sequence, array list current sequence is equal to generate sequence of, for this ARR, generate with start and other, with start and other. Okay, cool. So do that if current sequence dot size greater than ARR, no, not ARR, max sequence dot size. If the size is greater than max underscore sequence dot size, max sequence is equal to current underscore sequence. Okay, till this part, is everybody understanding the logic? Is everybody getting this logic till this part of what's happening? Right? The generate sequence part I'm still yet to do, but I'm basically taking all start and other, all possible start and other combinations, passing them to the generate sequence and asking it to generate the sequence, return the current sequence to me. Whatever the sequence is returned, if its size is greater than the max sequence, then max sequence is current sequence. Is this clear? Okay, all right. So then all we need to do is just generate public static, explain line 19. Okay, line 19 is it's your simple you're trying to go through all the indexes. Okay, you're trying to go through all the index. Okay, line 21. Okay, line 21 is basically I'm trying to create. So I'll tell you what, I'll do this. Current sequence is there. All I'm trying to say is current sequence is equal to generate sequence array start and other. Basically, for the array list, given an array list and the start index and other index, generate the sequence. That's all I'm doing here. And return that and store it in the current sequence. This is current sequence variable. That's what this line 21 is doing. All right, got it? Okay, public static. I want to return an array list here, right? So array list integer, generate sequence. I'm taking again an array list integer over here by the name of ARR. By the name of ARR, int start, int other. Okay, cool. So did this. Okay, we're almost done. I will say again, I have to take this current sequence equal to new array list integer. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, first things first is you add to our sequence. What are you going to add to our sequence? You're going to add the start and other indexes. Current underscore sequence dot add. What are you going to add? You're going to add ARR dot get start. Then you're going to add again ARR dot get other. Okay. Now, then what you're going to say is the number I'm searching for, int x, is equal to current underscore sequence dot get current underscore sequence dot size -1 plus same thing but -2. This is the number I'm looking for. The number I'm looking for is this. Okay, this is the number I'm looking for. I'll keep iterating in order to look for it. So what I'll do, I'll say for int I is equal to other plus 1. Start from here. I less than ARR dot size I plus plus. Right. So looking for it. If x equal to ARR dot get I, if x is equal to that, then add this current dot underscore sequence dot add x, because I found it. The new x is this now. The new x is this. I will also mark found is equal to true. So I need to create a Boolean called found. So Boolean found equals to false initially, right? I need to mark that I found it. Great. And you should break out. There's no point in continuing, but because I broke out here, go and find the next X, right? And before you go, make sure you mark that other is equal to I. This is where I found my X. So the next element you should find after this only. Okay. If X is equal to this. Now, the moment I come out of this, the moment I have finished this for loop, if found is equal to false, if found is still false, then what you need to do is you should just break out after this, right? If found is false, break out, and that's it. Don't do anything else. But if found is true, then you make found false here, right? Search for X again going forward, right? And you keep trying to find X. The moment if found was false, that means I went through the entire list, I couldn't find anything. So I'll just break out here. Okay. So after this while loop, I'm just going to return the current. Let's see what errors. Okay, I missed a bunch of semicolons. Here we go. All right. My output, okay, I didn't end up printing the current sequence that I get. For int I in max sequence, system.out print I plus space system.out.println. Okay, that passes, and okay, awesome. That feels good also, actually. For after a long time, I'm happy to see this GIF as well. Nice. Okay, cool. I'll repeat the generate sequence method. Yeah, I'll repeat it. Okay, so this part I think everybody was clear on. Let's go back to the generate sequence method. See, generate sequence method, what I'm doing is I start my sequence with two numbers. Let's say I'm starting my sequence with 2 and 3. Okay, I start my sequence with this. What I'm saying is the number I'm searching for is 5. So what I'll say is initially assume it's not found. If I found it, then I will say found is true, but I'm saying assume it's not found. So I didn't find it. Okay. Now let me keep searching for it. What am I going to do? I'm going to say, okay, found, I didn't find it. I start from the next index because this is the other, 3 is the other. I start from the next index, start searching for it. That's what this loop is doing. If I did find it, then add it to my sequence. Now the number you're looking for is this one. Now since I added this, the last 2 elements have changed. So the new number I'm looking for is this. You need to find this one. Where will you find it from? I'm saying other equal to I, meaning I found my number here. So you need to start, this loop starts from other plus 1. So I found my number here. You start after this. And I said found is true. So I broke out. So I broke out of this for loop. Now, if I broke out and I didn't find anything, there is no point in again continuing. The latest number I'm searching for is not there. Like in the case of 5 and 8, 13, I will exhaust this entire list and I'll still not find my number. In that case, I'll break out. But if I did find it, I will say, okay, search for X again. Assume found is false. Search for X. If you come out with X being false, then you break out that it's not possible. If you come out with X being true, search for the next X and the next X, so on. So that's what this is doing. Trace it out. Take your pen and paper and you take this code and actually trace it out one by one and you'll get it. Okay. Is that like any particular line you have a doubt in or anything? Others, is this part clear? Can we expect repeated questions in tomorrow exams? These questions never get repeated. They at max resemble each other, but they'll not get repeated as such. Okay. All right. So is that clear, everybody? Wow. So many people still watching. Thank you all for continuing being in the class. It's been a long class. I'm speaking, I think, for 2.5 hours continuously. In summation calculators, we are getting wrong answer for 4th test case. Can you explain that? Yeah. So the reason for that is in Java, floor division happens separately. The one thing you need to remember is in Java, if you wanted to do floor division, do math.floor division. That's the best thing you can do, right? Just do that. If the question says do floor division, if the question says just normal division, then you go ahead to normal division. Okay. Please explain pronic number. I think I've already explained that somewhere, but very simply, the question is like this. The question is basically saying that given a particular number, give some hint on Canvas question. Just use a dictionaries and you'll be fine. Dictionaries or maps, you'll get it. Chronic number is basically saying in the number. So what you can have is you can have any of these digits: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are no other digits, right? The question is asking, find out how many numbers are there within the number which are product of two consecutive numbers. For example, the only possible products you can get are two consecutive numbers, right? So 0 into 1, 0, 1 into 2, 2, 2 into 3, 6, 3 into 4, 12, 4 into 5, 20, 5 into 6, 30, 6 into 7, 42, 56, and 72. So what question is asking is which of these numbers are present here? So 0 is present, 12 is present. So sorry, 0 is present. Yes. 2 is present. Yes. 6 is present. Yes. 12 is present. Yes. 20 is present. Yes. 30 is not there. 42 is not there. 56 is not there. 72 is not there. Okay. So you have 0, 2, 6, 12, 20, right? That's the output that you're supposed to give. 0, 2, 6, 12, 20, and 56. I think 56 was there. Sorry, I didn't write that, but 56 is there. That's all the question is. Yeah, 4 into 6 not possible. No, you don't go for 4 into 6. You only go for consecutive number. So 4 into 5, 20 is there. 5 into 6, 30 is there. There's no 4 into 6 over here. Okay. So Pronic number, all you need to do is the question. I'm just simplifying for you. Only these products are possible. Now, the thing is, both the digit and the number should be there. That's the main thing, right? So in this question, so by the way, this was correct only for 5, 6 not being there. I'll tell you why. 0 and 1 both as digits should be there and the product should be there. So 0 and 1 as digit are there and the product is also there. 1 and 2 as digits are there and the product is also there. 2 and 3 as digits are there and the product is there. 3 and 4 as digits are there and product is there. 5 and 6 are as digits are there, but their product 30 is not there. Similarly, 56 is there as a number, as a product, but 7 and 8 numbers are not there. So therefore, if you look at this number, we don't, the correct output would be 0, 2, 6, 12, 20. Yes, if they give you 7, 8, 9 also, then 56 is possible because 7 and 8 is there and 56 is also there. That's the thing. Okay. Cool. Did you understand the Pronic number? So I think you guys can go and implement it yourself. We'll pair with equal sums question that one test case is failed. Can you please explain it once, sir? Could you just put it on forum because it's not it's mostly an implementation issue. Just put it on the forum. We'll check it out. Sir, please give some hint on Canvas question in Java. It's a maps question. It's a maps question. Just check with the frequency of sticks. If the frequency of sticks, how many sticks do you need to make a rectangle? That's all. Somebody saying, sir, in summations question, it is asking normal division only. Even then we are getting a wrong answer. No, it is not asking normal division. It is expecting floor division. It's not written in the question, but it was expecting floor division. I'll update the question, but it is expecting floor question. That's why. Will questions on linked list will be asked? Linked list could be, could be asked. Generally will not be asked. It will be asked only in MCQs mainly. Sir, please explain the Canvas question. I believe I've explained it somewhere else already, but yeah, that will, I can tell you that will not come. It's not a previously asked, okay, even if it's not a previously asked InfinityQ question, it's an extra question we added. That kind of question will not come. So you can, I've added that question, but it's not a previously asked InfinityQ. So you can kind of skip that for now. Don't stress about it at this point. Okay. All right, guys, we are pretty much beyond our time. Any last stuff? So I'll just tell you guys, look at Edyst editor or add option as black theme. Actually, black theme is bad for your eyes. It is really bad for your eyes. So try to avoid that. Please explain merge case sorted lists. Not right now. You don't need it right now. Merge case sorted lists. You definitely don't need it right now. Okay. That's it, guys. I think we'll pause right now. That's all we'll do. I know there will be last minute, there will always be doubts, right? Distinct number window question, please update it. Again, not an InfinityQ question. Don't worry about it. It's not an InfinityQ question. Just okay. So DBMS or other computer science concepts can come in the exam. Yes. DBMS, at least go through your textbook. Some questions might come. Sir, even with floor division, we are getting wrong answer. No, you are getting the right answer. I did this yesterday with floor division. Just go and check yesterday's class. With floor division, you're getting the right answer. When you do math.floor division, you'll get the right answer. Can you give a rough idea on joins? Sure. I think last week when we did the SQL questions, we had joins. I had covered joins, not rough idea. I had given full idea. So can you just check that? Can we check test cases for custom input? Yes, you can. In the InfyTQ platform, you can. Non-CSC branch, from where should I learn those things about DBMS? Honestly, at this point, not really much. Best thing I would do is go to InfyTQ portal itself and check out the DBMS material. That's the best place. It will give you enough data on what you need to know for DBMS. So InfyTQ portal itself has learning material on DBMS. Just check that out. Okay. What if we can't execute a single code tomorrow? No problem. Just relax. Next after that is Hack with Infy, and Code Vita is also coming up. So relax, do your best. That's all. All right. Don't stress yourself out. Can you show parenthesis matching code? I did it, I think, yesterday. Could you just could you like just check the recording, please? I did it yesterday. So just check the recording. You'll get it. All right. Just go to the recording yesterday. I've done it yesterday itself, right? So you'll get it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for all the likes on YouTube. Really appreciate it. Okay. And beyond anything, I've been speaking for 150 minutes now. So I think I need to take a little bit of break. Thank you all for your support. I wish you guys all the best for this InfyTQ. If you guys get in, very much all the best to you all. Do write to us. I love it when students write back to us with their feedback. So please do write, good, bad. If you enjoyed the InfyTQ or did not enjoy it, the preparation, please do write back to us about what you liked. And we really love that. It gives us motivation to continue with your juniors. If you don't get into InfyTQ, don't worry. I have students who did not clear InfyTQ still ended up getting into a product company. So it's just the first test. Don't go too tensed. Go in relaxed. Relaxed mind is the best mind. Go and relax. Give your best. If you get in, great. If you didn't get in, there are multiple opportunities after that. So try your best for that. That's all I'm saying. Don't stress yourself out too much. There's more to life than just a job. So job is very important. Try your best to get it. Try till the end of 4.2 to continuously get better and better job. But again, don't stress yourself out too much on that, right? So keep a healthy stress, right? So that's it. Can you take a class on GRE? If you mean like GRE, like those, no, anyways, that's not me. I just do placement test. I don't do GRE. So anyways, okay, guys, that's it from our side. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining today. Do leave whatever you guys felt about this. Let us know in the comments on the YouTube video of this, or via an email. Would really appreciate to know about that. Hope you guys liked our sessions for InfyTQ. Yeah, it was a great learning journey here as well. And again, it's not stopping. Within 2-3 weeks, we're coming back with Hack with Infy and Code Vita. So yeah, let's continue this journey together. Thank you all for joining today. That's it from our side. We said we're going to discuss these. So we did discuss all of it. Took a lot of time, but did. Thanks all. And yeah, I'll catch you all next time. All the best, everybody. Thank you all for joining in today. And all the best for the upcoming InfyTQ sessions. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye.